Recognition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Von Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free?
Nobody knows why liars lie. There is God's side and the other side. Country bumpkin, black blue, they can't talk good. Okay, bitch, and look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act, cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie, and you gotta tell him no. Said ain't got no special, you remember? Eve ain't got no special, you remember? Ricky ain't got no special, you remember? Sir, I have 12 comedy specials. P. Diddy or whoever you is, TVJ, 20 of them. I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble, and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richie. Look like a wall. You didn't say no. Look like a wall, Richie. Look like a wall. You didn't say no.
Okay, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the QueenAShakur TV show. I'm your host, QueenAShakur, and this is your daily vitamin. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so I had to play an extra song so I could add my moderators back on here. Let me make sure I did it. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please. So like and share. Thank you in advance. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Okay, and so with that all being said, let's get into it. And if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. I'm trying to see if I added POP's mod status back. Let me just check real quick. Okay, so Prince of Paraphernalia and Luna, I just added you all's mod status back. I'm not sure if it's showing up yet. I can't really tell. Okay, so if you don't see your wrench, it should be showing up, hopefully. Okay, so with that all being said, let's get into it. So as we know, Lil Durk was arrested days ago, okay, for a supposed murder for hire plot. And it is all bad. I was hoping it wasn't true, but unfortunately it is. And it's all nefarious. Okay, so we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, before this all happened, you may remember that Chicago rapper, I'm sorry, not Lil Durk, but what's the other guy's name? Hold on, FBG Durk, FBG Duck. His mother had filed some paperwork. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, earlier this month, a mother of slain Chicago rapper Carlton Weekly, known as FBG Duck, sued Banks and his OTF record label. Okay, that OTF stands for Only Family, Only the Family. Okay, so anyway, she sued the OTF record label, alleging that Lil Durk was the puppet master of the events leading up to FBG Duck's him being gunned down August the 4th of 2020 while shopping in the Gold Coast. And he got killed in broad daylight. So in January, a federal jury found 6 men guilty of racketeering and conspiring to kill FBG Duck. Now, prosecutors allege the men were gang members within the O Block faction of the Black Disciples, acting in retaliation to the rapper's alliance with the Tookaville faction of the Gangster Disciples. Okay, and this is all according to the Sun Times. Now, years of diss tracks fueled by FBG Duck and King Von, an alleged leader of the O Block gang, came to a head in July of 2020 when FBG Duck released the song Dead B, a track that referenced deceased O Block gang members. Okay, and then the criminal complaint unsealed on Friday also alleges that OTF is a hybrid organization that operates as a music collective and a gang led by Banks. Now, longest star of the Chicago drill scene, Lil Durk's celebrity has grown in recent years. I think this might be a typo, long a star. I don't know what that even means. But anyway, Lil Durk's celebrity has grown in recent years. He's been photographed with Mayor Brandon Johnson, former Mayor Lori Lightfoot, and also State's Attorney Kim Foxx and local aldermen. Now imagine what they're thinking about all of this, okay? He was recently invited to join the Chicago Bears on the field for their game in London. Now, Banks is the largest individual donor to Johnson, giving $150,000 to his campaign in January of 2023 through the LLC. okay, through an LLC. Now, last week, the mayors of suburban Broadview and Bellwood presented the rapper with keys to their villages in partnership with his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation, which supports Chicago youth by promoting education and violence prevention. Isn't that ironic? So in an unrelated press conference Friday afternoon, Johnson would say he would not say if he would return Lil Durk's donation. He's not giving that money back. Please pay attention. Okay, saying here's another example of a young Black man who grew up in severe trauma that led to life choices that he has been very open and vocal about. This is what Johnson told the Tribune. He said, "You're asking me if I should make a judgment on a Black man before a full trial." Now, he don't want to give that money back, okay? Please pay attention. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't give it back either. And they are asking him to do it before the trial has even ensued, okay? And now he's innocent until proven guilty. But you know, when it comes to people that look like us, well, usually guilty until proven innocent. Now, an 18-year-old was killed Sunday night in a shooting near a United Center parking lot just minutes before the start of a Lil Durk concert that he was planning to attend. Now, as news of Lil Durk's arrest spread online, people said, they were leaving comments. Somebody said, "Damn, Durk was trending." They say, "Damn, Durk was trending Friday morning on the social media platform X." Several accounts reference his song Federal Nightmares from his 2022 album 7220. Okay, which this is where the rapper discusses nightmares of standing on federal trial after a friend serves as a witness in a criminal case. You see how people manifest things? I want you all to pay attention. I want you all to pay attention because, again, those of you who follow the spiritual channel, you know all about the power of words. You know how things that we say actually are electromagnetic frequencies, okay? Words are power and words manifest into reality. When you're saying these things, you're writing these lyrics, they can absolutely come to life, okay? They absolutely can. So anyway, this is all bad for Durk. Breaking: Lil Durk has been arrested for involvement on the attempted murder of rapper Quando Rondo. Okay, that resulted in the death of Quando's friend Lil Pab. This is what somebody posted. They say on Friday, August 19th, Pab was shot after pumping gas at a gas station near the Beverly Center in Los Angeles. Okay, so let's go to the news report, and then we're going to get into these court documents. Look at Broken Silence said, "I am a billionaire." Yes, absolutely. You have to say it. You have to visualize it. And then you have to start making actions to make these things happen. Okay, you have to start taking actions to make these things happen. All right. OG Patrice says, "That's why Keith Chief left Chicago and moved to Cali, and he's been low-key ever since." Yeah, you have to get away. Listen, when you come into money and you start making a name for yourself, you start achieving, money, fame, and power and things like that. Sometimes you have to leave the old lifestyle behind. Sometimes you have to leave the old friends that you used to hang with behind. Now, of course, they're going to be mad and say, "Well, you think you're better than us all of a sudden." But it's not necessarily about you thinking you're better. It's the fact that when you embark upon a journey in life, when you're going on certain endeavors and things like that, everybody's not meant to go with you. You have to let some people stop and get off the boat because you can't carry them with you because they'll just drag you right back to the past. Okay? This is what you have to do. TC Dan said, "Exactly. You can speak all you want to, but if you don't take the necessary actions, it likely ain't going to happen. Remember, faith without works in action is futile." That's right, honey. The Bible says faith without work is dead. Okay? So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this news report.
And rapper Lil Durk has been arrested and charged with a murder-for-hire plot. The Chicago native, whose real name is Durk Banks, was arrested in Florida by the U.S. Marshal Service. The 32-year-old's arrest comes as 5 other people in Chicago were arrested in connection with the investigation. According to the complaint, Banks and his co-conspirators allegedly worked together to, quote, track, stalk, and attempt to murder a target at a Los Angeles gas station, firing at least 18 rounds into the person's vehicle, striking and killing a passenger in the car. Banks made his first court appearance this afternoon in Miami. Banks' lawyer asked for privacy after leaving court, telling ABC, quote, "We will not be commenting at this time." I want to bring in ABC News contributor and Sirius XM radio host Mike Muse and ABC News contributor and criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd for more on all of this. And Shauna, I want to start with you on this. The charges against these men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in a death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. So, I mean, I know it's early, but how do you see this playing out?
You know, Alex, this is a very serious charge. Conspiracy is one of those charges that all it takes is voluntary knowledge. So as long as you had any conversation with two or more about something, a plan to further this plot for hire, and it resulted in a death, you are looking at those either life imprisonment and up to the death penalty. So it does not take a lot to be convicted of conspiracy charges. Now, they do have to show that he was voluntarily a part of this conspiracy, and they're going to have to show that he knew what the end goal of the conspiracy is. And so that's the burden. But conspiracy does not take as much as other charges. So this is a very serious crime.
Mike, you know, one of the things that strikes me about this is Durk has long touted himself as the voice, especially from Chicago. He's noted his connection to the trenches, but also he's had a kind of a stellar 2024, appearing on some hit TV shows and new music on the way. He just celebrated a birthday. So I'm curious. I mean, how is the music and entertainment world processing this news? I mean, that had to be a huge shock.
Yeah, it was very much a huge shock, and particularly coming off the Grammys when he had the song "All My Life" with J. Cole, which is pretty much one of his biggest singles that he's had to date. That had incredible commercial success. Lil Durk is part of what is called the drill movement in Chicago, and so every region in the United States has a different sound when it comes to hip hop. And so Lil Durk was really at the forefront of the drill music, which is controversial. It is very rooted in gang culture. I don't think any of us involved in the music industry, entertainment industry, realized that Lil Durk would actually have the capability to send out and put out a hit. This was a retaliation to another popular rapper in the drill genre of music, King Von. And so this was to enact revenge against the murder of King Von. What this goes to, though, Alex, is a larger conversation that we need to be having in America is how do we address gang culture? And then how do we address the violence that precipitates within particular urban communities? Every time we have a death or a murder such as this is when we need to be thinking about gun reform, gun legislation, and how much guns are on the streets, in particular within Chicago, which has a complicated dynamic with guns because of the bordering states that they have in terms of how the other states that surround Illinois have very loose gun restriction laws and the way that guns can flow into cities like Chicago. And so I think moments like this gives us an opportunity to address how are we going to tackle the growing issue of violence within our cities? How are we going to tackle gun violence and gun reform? And then how are we going to tackle the gang culture that exists in our major cities?
Well, and Shauna, one more here, because you mentioned conspiracy earlier. How might prosecutors be looking at this OTF group that the Durk was a part of? I mean, are we going to see some repeats of what happened in the YS or what's happening in the YSL case?
Well, this one's going to be a little different because even when we look at the indictment, they already have text messages, which tends to lead me to the information that there may have been an informant because they got this information very quickly. Let's remember these arrests just happened. So they would have had to get these phone records. So if they have a direct source, we're going to see this move a lot more quickly. It cites text messages and phone calls where we can see the exact communications. So they have direct evidence already that's going to move this a lot more quickly than what we see in the YSL trial.
Okay, so he made some really stupid mistakes. Okay, they have all of this information on him, wiretaps, and all of this. I want you all to pay attention. This is absolutely like Reggie said that they said in the movie Sparkle, they're going to drag you back to the gutter with them. You have to let go of some of these, these people that you're hanging around. You have to let go of that gangster mentality. When you start making money and you're living your best life, why would you want to continue to do things that can send you to prison? Why would you want to throw rocks at the penitentiary? Okay, why would you want to do it? This is all so crazy. Now you got King Von dead, okay, murdered in November of 2020 over foolishness, mind you. Okay, because initially, as bad as I hate to say it, King Von instigated that whole thing. He instigated that fight that night that led to his demise. And then you have Lil Durk in a plot for revenge that could cost him his life. You could literally get the death penalty for this. That's right. POP said using his own credit cards and all that. This is all so sad. This is all just a waste of talent, time, money, resources, you name it. This is absolutely crazy. So lights up, everyone, please like and share. Okay, we're going to get into these receipts with the paperwork, the court docs. I'm going to share my screen. I'm not going to put the whole thing up here on the screen. I'm just going to put this up here. And we're just going to get into it because this is all so sad. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. So now here's what they're saying. Co-conspirators 1 through 5 were members or associates of an organization called Only the Family, or otherwise known as OTF, which, among other things, produced and sold hip-hop music for artists or from artists, primarily from Chicago, from the Illinois area. Now, defendants Keith Jones, a.k.a. Flocka, and David Brian Lindsay, a.k.a. Brown Eyes, were members of other gangs in Chicago, Illinois. Lights up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. And I'm sorry if you hear noise because that is the landscapers outside. Okay. So goes on to say, on or about November the 6th of 2020, DB, a high-ranking OTF member, got into a physical altercation with TB at a nightclub in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, during the fight, an associate of TB pulled out a gun and shot DB multiple times, okay, killing him. Now, after the murder, co-conspirator 1 made clear in coded language that co-conspirator 1 would pay a bounty or a monetary reward and or make payment to anyone who took part in the killing of TB for his role in DB's murder. Now, on or about August the 18th of 2022, the co-conspirators learned that TB was staying at a hotel in Los Angeles, California. Now, as alleged in counts 1 and 2, after learning of TB's location, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 traveled from Chicago, Illinois to Los Angeles, California for the purpose of murdering TB on that same day, okay, August 18th of 2022. Defendant Grant also traveled by private jet to Los Angeles, California. Now, as alleged in counts 1 and 2, on August the 19th of 2022, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 used 2 vehicles to track, stalk, and attempt to kill TB by gunfire, including with a fully automatic firearm, resulting in the death of SR. They're using a whole bunch of initials. Please pay attention. Now, count 1. Paragraphs 1 through 4 of the introductory allegations of this indictment are realleged and incorporated here. Object of the conspiracy. Beginning on a date unknown, but no later than or around August the 18th of 2022 and continuing to on or about August the 19th of 2022 in Los Angeles County within the Central District of California and elsewhere, defendants Kayvon London Grant, also known as AKA Cuz, AKA Vonnie, DeAndre Dondrell Wilson, aka DD, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, and aka Houston, aka Boogie, and co-conspirators known and unknown conspired and agreed with each other to knowingly use facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, namely airplanes, cars, cell phones, and the internet, with intent that the murder of TB be committed in violation of the laws of any state, namely the state of California, as consideration for the receipt of, okay, and consideration for a promise and agreement to pay anything of, excuse me, precautionary value, namely money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF and violation of title, and then it lists all the statutes and titles or what have you. And let's keep in mind that he actually, they say that there were text messages. Now, I'm sorry, but you have to be so dumb to be talking about a murder for hire plot and you're exchanging text messages or any type of electronic transfers, emails or whatever. This is all just so ridiculous. Now, goes on to say the use of interstate facilities to commit murder that was the object of the conspiracy resulted in death. Okay, and then means by which the object of the conspiracy was the accomplice. The object of the conspiracy was to be accomplished in substance as follows. Number one, co-conspirator one would place bounties on individuals that co-conspirator one and other OTF members wanted to kill, including TB. As part of the bounty, co-conspirators known and unknown, including defendant Wilson, would pay anyone who took part in the killing of TB and or reward individuals with lucrative music opportunities with OTF. Co-conspirators known and unknown, including defendant Wilson, would recruit others, including defendants Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 to find, track, and kill TB. Defendant Grant would procure cars, ski masks, and firearms that would be used by co-conspirators to find, track, and kill TB. I mean, they had their whole plan just laid out. They may as well have just given the police the blueprint, because this is clearly what they have. Okay, so using a credit card associated with OTF, co-conspirator 3 would purchase airplane tickets for the co-conspirators to fly to California and murder TB. Now, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 would travel from Chicago, Illinois to Southern California via airplane to find, track, and kill TB. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 would travel throughout Los Angeles County via cars procured by defendant Grant to find, track, and kill TB. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 would communicate via cell phone to coordinate logistics to find, track, and kill TB. Now, defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 would fire multiple shots at TB, killing SR. I think that says SR, it's a little faded, who was a passenger in TB's vehicle. Defendants Wilson would pay the bounty or a monetary reward and or cause payment to be made for the killing of I think this is SR. I can't really see this, you guys. This paper work is a little faint. Okay, anyway, to kill SR on behalf of co-conspirators known and unknown to the co-conspirators hired to kill TR. Now, on or about the following dates in furtherance of the conspiracy and to accomplish its objective or its object, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirators 1 through 5 and others known and unknown committed various overt acts in Los Angeles County within the Central District of California and elsewhere, including but not limited to the following. Okay, they say number 1, following the killing of DB or I can see it clearer now. That's DB. Following the killing of DB on or about November the 6th of 2020, co-conspirator 1, using coded language, told defendant Wilson, co-conspirators 2, 4, and 5, and others that co-conspirator 1 would pay a bounty or monetary reward to anyone who took part in the killing of TB. Now, Number 2, on August the 18th of 2022, one or more co-conspirators, including co-conspirator 4, learned that TB was visiting California and staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. Okay, now number 3, on October the 18th of 2022, defendant Grant flew from Miami, Florida to Los Angeles, California on a private jet so that defendant Grant would help coordinate the murder of TB. And then as it pertains to overt act number 4, on August the 19th of 2022, or I'm sorry, August the 18th of 2022, co-conspirators, including co-conspirator 3, asked co-conspirator 2 to travel to Southern California later that day. Overt act number 5. On August the 18th of 2022, defendant Wilson recruited defendants Jones and Lindsay to travel to California for the purpose of murdering TB and helped facilitate such travel by, among other things, texting. This is all so stupid. Please pay attention. Texting co-conspirator 3 biographical information, book flights to Southern California, specifically defendant Jones's name, date of birth, and a picture of defendant Jones' ID card, and defendant Lindsay's name, date of birth, and a picture of defendant Lindsay. This is all so ridiculous. Okay, a picture of defendant Lindsay's ID card. Now, overt act number 6. On August the 18th of 2022, co-conspirator 1 texts co-conspirator 3 saying, "Don't book no flights under no name involved with me." Now, that's what Durk was telling them. But after he left a trail of other evidence, please pay attention. How's that making sense? Don't book no flights under anything that's in any name that's involved with him, but you're texting people information. Dumb are you? Like, do you all see how stupid this is? You're sitting here telling them not to book nothing in your name or in the name of anyone connected or associated with you, but yet you're sending it via a text message? This is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. So, and then using credit cards. Oh, my Lord. Now, on August the 18th of 2022, using a credit card ending in 2039, OTF credit card number 1, co-conspirator 3 purchased airplane tickets for defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston. Why didn't they just pay for the airplane tickets cash? Why didn't they just pay for the tickets cash or with a cashier's check or something? Not even a cashier's check. That still would have been dumb. But why didn't they just pay for it cash? I have so many questions. Or why didn't they just get one of those prepaid cards, okay, with a fake name or something? I'm just saying this is all dumb, but let me continue. So anyway, it goes on to say he purchased the airplane tickets, okay, for defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirators 2 to travel from Chicago, Illinois to San Diego, California that same day. Okay, now, on August the 18th of 2022, co-conspirator 3 confirmed to defendant Wilson via text message that defendants Wilson, Jones, and Lindsay had the same airline ticket and confirmation. Oh my God, this is all so stupid. I can't even believe they were this dumb. From the streets, but you're this foolish. On August the 18th of 2022, defendant Wilson messaged a friend on Instagram, "On my way to LA." Now they're using social media to give out information. On August the 18th of 2022, defendant Houston texts co-conspirator 3 saying, got clear in 15 minutes. Got clear. And I'm 15 minutes away from the airport. Now, on August the 18th of 2022, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 flew from Chicago, Illinois to San Diego, California via airplane tickets procured by co-conspirator 3 using OTF credit card number 1. On August the 18th of 2022, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 traveled towards Los Angeles County in a car, to meet with defendant Grant. Okay, on August the 18th of 2022, defendant Grant purchased 4 black ski masks from a sporting goods store in Los Angeles using cash. Okay, this is all so dumb. So you mean to tell me everything leads back to him? DJ Big Six said, "I wonder why the authorities didn't stop this crime." Well, I'm assuming that they likely found this out after the fact.
Not in time to stop it, beloved. Okay, Anita said we can't make this stuff up. I mean, really? Sandra said they ain't gangsters for sure. Okay, this is all so stupid. Now you're gonna walk into a store and purchase ski masks for a crime that you're involved in. You didn't see some homeless person outside of a store that you could have given them a few shillings to and had them to go in and purchase it and bring it back to you. I'm just saying. This is all crazy. DJ Big Six said all on camera. Yes. About damn time says they was laughing their asses off watching probably. Okay. Skeletor fan said, oh wow, he used cash this time. Good for him. But he went and purchased it himself. This is all foolish. Okay. Reggie said Queen of Receipts fire. This is all just ridiculous. I can't even believe they did it. But let me continue. So on August the 18th of 2022, using a credit card ending in 1015. Now this is a different credit card, okay? Because it has a different the last four numbers are different. This must be credit card. Yeah, this is credit card number 2. Defendant Grant rented a hotel room for the co-conspirators located in Los Angeles, California. And they were actually at the Universal City Motel or Hotel. Now, on August the 18th of 2022, in or around Los Angeles, California, defendant Grant met with the co-conspirators and provided defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 with firearms, including a firearm that had been modified to operate as a fully automatic machine gun to kill TB. I mean, they got all the receipts, y'all. This is so bad. They have all the receipts. Now, you all see how long Young Thug's been on trial, and that's because they can't get all the receipts on him. Okay? They don't really have a lot to go on, in my opinion, just from what I've watched so far with the Young Thug case. They didn't, and they darn sure didn't have this type of information. So on August the 18th of 2022, defendant Grant provided 2 cars for defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator number 2 to use to find, track, and kill TB, a white BMW sedan, the BMW from a rental company in Los Angeles County, and a white Infiniti sedan, the Infiniti with a fake license plate. They thought they were doing it by getting a fake license plate. Little did they know they left a whole trail of breadcrumbs leading right to them all. Oh, my Lord. Now, on August 18th of 2022, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 traveled in the BMW and the Infiniti to a hotel in downtown Los Angeles, California, where TB was staying, the downtown LA hotel, okay, to find, track, and kill TB. On August 19th of 2022, using the BMW and Infiniti, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirators 2 traveled to the downtown LA hotel where TB was staying to find, track, and kill TB. On August the 19th of 2022, using the BMW and Infiniti, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, Houston. This is all so crazy. Okay, hold on, beloveds. They went to a marijuana dispensary located on Flower Street in Los Angeles, California. Now, on August 19th of 2022, using the BMW and Infiniti, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 followed and tracked TB's black Escalade to a clothing store located on Melrose Avenue in West Hollywood, California. Okay, and so they actually have an image of that. I absolutely cannot. Okay, you all see that? This is all so nefarious. Hold on. Skelter said he probably told the people at the front desk at the hotel what he was going to do. Miss J says that trail of nefariousness turned into a trail of tears and undisputable charges. Well, RG Titan said Lil Durk went out like a straight crash dummy. Okay. POP said, look at that. And Reggie said that's the gay district of West LA. Okay. This is all nefarious. Are y'all hearing this? How could you be so ridiculous? Please, somebody make it all make sense. Okay, please make it all make sense. Now, on August the 19th, y'all are just terrible. Now, on August the 19th of 2022, using the BMW and Infiniti, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 tracked TB's black Escalade to a gas station located on Beverly Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. On August 19th of 2022, defendant Houston drove the Infiniti to an alley behind the Beverly gas station and parked the vehicle so that defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 could attempt to murder TB. I mean, they thought they had it all planned out, you guys. Please pay attention. They thought they had it all planned out, and it was all just going wrong at a quick rate. On August the 19th of 2022, at the Beverly gas station, defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 used firearms procured by defendant Grant, including the fully automatic firearm, to shoot at TB's car, striking and killing JR. Okay, or is it DR? Okay, I think that's DR or SR. Looks like SR, who was standing next to TB's car while TB was inside. Okay, now the images below show defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator. Hold on. Let me go back. And co-conspirators firing their guns at TB's black Escalade. I mean, all on camera. They didn't check the area before they did any of this. Look at this. Look at them. Got them dead to right. Y'all see that? Literally have them dead to right. Okay? This is all so sad. Just throwing away their lives and others at the same time. But let's continue. And so anyway, on August 19th of 2022, in the Infiniti driven by defendant Houston, defendant Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 fled the alley behind the Beverly gas station after the conspirators shot and killed SR. So on August the 19th of 2022, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 traveled to a hamburger restaurant in Los Angeles County because you're hungry after killing somebody. You worked up an appetite. Pay attention. Where the co-conspirators discussed, among other things, payments to defendants Jones and Lindsay for the shooting earlier that day. Now, on August the 19th of 2022, using OTF credit card number 1, co-conspirator 3 purchased airline tickets from San Diego, California to Chicago, Illinois for defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2. On August 19th of 2022, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 flew back to Chicago, Illinois from San Diego, California. Okay, now following SR's murder, defendant Wilson paid defendants Jones and Lindsay on behalf of a co-conspirator for their role in the murder. Now, beginning on a date unknown, but no later than on or around August the 18th of 2022, and continuing to on or about August 19th of 2022 in Los Angeles County, within the Central District of California and elsewhere, defendants Kayvon London Grant, also known as AKA Cut, aka Vonnie, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka DD, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, and AKA Houston, aka Boogie, and co-conspirators known and unknown, each aiding and abetting the other, knowingly use facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, namely airplanes, cars, cell phones, and the internet, with intent that the murder of TB be committed in violation of the laws of the state, namely the state of California, as consideration for the receipt of and consideration for a promise and agreement to pay anything. This is all crazy. Of pecuniary value. Okay, namely money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF, resulting in the death of SR. Okay, this is count 3. On or about August 19th of 2022 in Los Angeles County, within the Central District of California, defendants Kayvon London Grant, also known as AKA Cuz, AKA Vonnie, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, AKA DD, Keith Jones, AKA Flocka, David Brian Lindsay, AKA Brown Eyes, and AKA Houston. Or is that Asa Houston? Yeah, that's Asa Houston, ASA, Asa Houston. aka Boogie, together with co-conspirator 2, each aiding and abetting the other, knowingly used and carried firearms, including a firearm that defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston knew to be a machine gun during and in relationship to, and possessed such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence, namely use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulted in death and violation of, and then it lists the titles. Count 4. On or about August 19th of 2022 in Los Angeles County, within the Central District of California, defendants Keith Jones, aka Flocka, knowingly possessed a machine gun as defined in Title 18, United States. Okay, we're going to skip past all of that. So they're out here with a whole machine gun, okay? Namely a 10 millimeter caliber firearm equipped with an auto it looks like auto gear conversion device, which was designed and intended solely and exclusively for use in converting a weapon into a machine gun, which defendant Jones knew to be a machine gun. Defendant Jones must be the one snitching. Now, any defendant as convicted shall forfeit to the United States of America the following: all right, title, and interest in any and all property, real or personal, constituting or derived free, any proceeds, okay, traceable in any offenses. All right, title, and interest in any firearms or ammunition involved in or used in any such offenses, and to the extent such property is not available for forfeiture, okay, a sum of money equal to the total value of the property described in the subparagraphs A and B. Now, pursuant to Title 21, United States Code, okay, we're going to skip past all of that. So this is just all bad. I just want you all to pay attention at the end of the day. This is all bad. Okay, I'm sorry. How dumb can you be? Reggie said forfeiture. Okay, now you're out here about to risk it all. Look at Support the Arts talking about, don't worry, Kamala gonna fix all this. Jamal said this means we can go get anyone, we can go get anyone they want. Okay, this is just all so sad at the end of the day. This is all so sad. Now listen, there's a video that I'm gonna play. That I'm gonna play for you all. Hold on just a second. Let me pull this up real quick. I'm just gonna play the audio, because I want you all to hear what I believe is this is a legal expert, what they have to say about it. Hold on. Okay, so let me get an overlay real quick. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. You all are something else. Okay, now Support the Arts. Don't come in here with Kabami. We talking about Lil Durk. Save Kabami for when we talking about Kabami. All right? Which we'll be talking about her later. Trust and believe. We will be talking about her on the main channel later. Okay, have no fear. All right, so let me just get an overlay real quick, guys. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen.
To the indictment, Kevon Grant allegedly rented 2 cars, one of which had a fake license plate for the men to use and follow Thank you so much for joining me today. Lil Durk is a really popular rapper, but what's your reaction to his arrest and his alleged connection to this murder for hire plot of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo?
Well, it's a very interesting case. I've been following it for some time now, but it's very representative of things that are going on within the hip hop community these days. Of the 1 foot in the studio, 1 foot in the streets.
And talk to me a little bit about retaliation within gang culture, maybe even hip hop culture as well, too, that we can even trace back these events in particular, kind of in a way, starting from King Von's death in Georgia in 2020, and 2 years later, Quando Rondo's attempted murder, where his cousin was actually killed during this ambush. What is your kind of reaction to just this whole web and trail that has been going on essentially since 2020, even probably prior to that, too?
Well, one of the things that's been popular with hip hop artists is to maintain the same group of friends that they had since they were kids, maintaining that loyalty, not changing up and becoming a new person because you have fame. And so in keeping these alliances, sometimes there's beef that follows from the streets into rap. And, like I said, these guys live, day to day, and their alliances also live that same lifestyle.
And, reading through this indictment, there appears to be this really heavy level of planning to allegedly carry out this murder. Plane tickets were bought, cars were rented, ski masks and firearms were bought. Talk to me a little bit about the sophistication you may have noticed within the planning and these allegations.
Well,
Sorry. I'm sorry, I have to stop right there. Did she just tell him to tell her about the sophistication in the planning and the details? There was no sophistication. They were bumbling idiots. They were making plans of things and leaving a trail of breadcrumbs that led the feds right back to them. So there was nothing sophisticated about it as far as I'm concerned. Anytime you're planning something of this magnitude and that's clearly nefarious and criminal, and you're sitting up here leaving text messages, using credit cards that are attached to you, booking flights with the credit card that's attached to you, paying for rental cars, you're doing things on camera. You didn't even check the vicinity of where you were going to carry out this heinous crime. You didn't even check to see if they had cameras there. This is all so ridiculous. There's nothing sophisticated about it as far as I'm concerned. Puff Puff Pass said wasn't sophisticated at all. Absolutely, beloved. But let's continue.
One of the things that you have to, the hurdles, so to say, that you have to get over in this case is just the geographic difficulties going from Chicago to California to commit this offense. And so there's only a couple ways you can get there. Either you can drive or you can fly. And, obviously the advantage of flying gives you more of a time advantage. You can get there faster, but you also leave an electronic footprint. And that's what it seems like law enforcement was able to pick up on. Was the electronic footprints that were left from purchasing the tickets. Now, when you fly, you also have to have transportation on the ground. So you have rental cars. And if you're there for an extended period of time, that also leads to maybe a hotel stay.
As we talk about this level of planning, it also appears there was also this element of not so great planning. If you didn't.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. She said an element of not so great planning. Exactly. Reggie said that they left so many breadcrumbs that Hansel and Gretel could have followed them. Okay. Dragon Lily said criminals' dumbest moments. Right. You're going to see Lil Durk on an episode of Dumbest Criminals Caught on Tape. Please pay attention.
Want to be caught. And some of the 5 defendants actually used their real names, their birth dates, and photo IDs to book this travel. And then one of the co-conspirators actually texted another co-conspirator saying, don't book no flights under no names involved with me. What's your reaction to kind of just doing this allegedly and using your real name, your real ID, but also kind of wanting to keep this on the down low as well, too, of not wanting to get caught?
Well, I think that when I read over that, I was kind of surprised by that, with how unhidden that was. But I think also it plays to the element of what their motivation was. And it seemed that there was some discussion of payment. And so sometimes individuals are so intrigued by being able to get their hands on whatever this payment is that they overlook small details, and leaving your name on a receipt or on a reservation is one of those things that they missed.
Let me tell you all something. You all know what this reminds me of, and it's the stupidity of it all. It actually reminds me of, do you guys remember years ago? I'll get back to the video in a second, but do you guys remember years ago, there was a group of people, about 6 or 7. They had a friend who worked for an armored car company. And they robbed the armored car, and the friend, of course, was in on it. Now, after they successfully robbed the armored car, these idiots, they went out and started purchasing all this high price stuff. I mean, just doing the dumbest thing ever. They went from living into a trailer park to purchasing a $600,000 home. They bought the dumbest things you could imagine. They bought a $40,000 oil painting of Elvis. They bought Cuban cigars and didn't even have the sense enough or the wherewithal, because they were just country bumpkin idiots. They didn't even have the sense or the wherewithal to know that you have to have these things, packaged a certain way so they don't even go bad. I mean, just wasting money. But here's the dumbest thing of all. One of the females in the group, actually walked into a bank with a briefcase full of $200,000, still with the bank's money wraps around it, and asked the teller. This is what she literally said. How much of this can I deposit before you call the IRS? That's what she said. She walked into the bank and asked that. How much of this can I deposit before you have to call the feds? I'm sorry, what, ma'am? I mean, just idiots. How could you be so dumb? Terry Hinn says, I remember that story, Queen, when you reported on it. Okay, this is all nefarious. Luna said, Queen, you hilarious. Not an Elvis painting. I promise you that's what they did. They bought a $40,000 an oil painting of Elvis. Okay, but let's continue, because it doesn't get much dumber than this.
When we see kind of these types of cases, a lot of times, I think sometimes the defendants are allegedly always kind of wanting one specific target. But then there are some cases where someone else is hurt or killed, kind of in this focus of retaliation. What are your thoughts, given that Quando Rondo's cousin was actually killed when the murder was allegedly plotted for him?
I think it's always unfortunate that innocent people get caught in the line of fire. It's something that we deal with often within street violence. But I also think within the streets, there's also a mentality when there's a retaliation and gang culture that if you get caught riding with someone that I have beef with, then it just it's the rules of the streets. Like, you put yourself in that situation, and now you have to unfortunately reap the circumstances of it.
And there's also been rumors circulating online that there might have been an informant or even a snitch within OTF that may have revealed more to the feds. Do you think that's at all possible in this case, that they needed an informant on the inside to kind of give a scoop into kind of how everything was planned out and kind of how everything kind of came to fruition?
Well, I know that there was very detailed information, and it definitely indicates that the investigators did a great job digging up surveillance footage and being able to uncover some of the intimate details. I don't know if there was an informant necessarily, but it seems that they do have some very personal details in their indictment.
And given if there was possibly an informant, kind of how do they all play a role into this case? Because again, within the culture, a lot of times there is a no snitching policy. But what are your thoughts on whether or not there might have been an informant and kind of how that may have all came into this as well too?
Well, the no snitching thing is very huge in the street and within the hip hop culture. But one thing that within the law enforcement community, when someone is looking at a significant sentence, which I think murder for hire either carries in some sort of situations, death penalty, and also life in prison. It's every man for himself at that moment. And so the old cliche of the first one to talk gets the best deal, normally that way.
What do you think about stop and frisk?
I think it leads to police harassing innocent people, but
very heavily in these cases.
Some of the defendants, in addition to being offered money, were also promised lucrative music opportunities if they carried out this murder. And I know we've kind of been having a discussion about, how rap culture kind of bleeds into gang culture. But what's your reaction to kind of this lucrative opportunity given they carry out this bounty?
Well, it's the American dream of wanting to be able to create a better opportunity for yourself and your family. And unfortunately, a lot of individuals have, the dream of making it in the rap business, and they're just not given the opportunity. So that is something that is going to be very alluring to a lot of individuals, because they not only want to be able to have the rap contract, but also the rap lifestyle. And some people are willing to do whatever it takes to get that.
And sometimes when we see these cases, especially gang cases that are also kind of double as like hip hop cases, YNW Melly, this case with Lil Durk, even YSL, I can't help but notice just how young some of the defendants are and some of the alleged activities that they're being accused of doing. They're so young, in their 20s, probably started maybe when they were teenagers. But what are your thoughts on just how young some of these defendants are when they're kind of coming up, like you had just mentioned, wanting this American dream, but then at the same time having this kind of tie to the street culture where maybe they don't see the actual consequences of what could happen. Either they go to jail or they may end up dead on the street. What are your thoughts on just that whole layer and aspect of it?
Well, I think one of the things that weighs heavily on the influence is the fact that, a guy that you may have grown up with, seen around the neighborhood, now he has his lucrative rap contract and is driving, foreign cars and living in expensive houses and traveling, all across the country. They almost become larger than life. And so when you have a young individual that maybe hasn't had the best role models in life, what they're able to see this individual achieve is going to be larger than any kind of verbal warning that someone can tell them. They're going to take their word as being, good. If I can carry out what is being asked of me, then maybe I can live this lifestyle as well. And I think that reality weighs heavier than any consequence that you can think of.
And as someone who is a detective who works with street gangs, kind of what are you hearing from the inside that you'd be willing to talk about on camera as far as, maybe just what the motivation is to kind of continue to be a part of this lifestyle?
Well, obviously what everyone is doing right now across social media, as well as the streets and within the street culture, is they're kind of unpacking this indictment. They're trying to breaking it down line by line, trying to piece things together, figure out if there is an informant, also figuring out if this was something that was carried out on behalf of King Von, and just connecting the dots on, their from their levels. But I think that what factors into that is the theory that, nobody plans to get caught. The plan is we're going to do it. We're going to get away with it. And we're looking 100 yards down the field instead of seeing what's going on right now. And the factor of getting caught now being named in a federal indictment, that part is not really thought of too heavily because, again, nobody factors in that I am going to get caught for this.
And kind of going back to the Lil Durk aspect of it as well, too, he was, again, a very popular rap artist. He had a lot of popular songs and a lot of fans did look up to him. But it seems, though, as we don't know at this particular point, but it seems, though, a lot of people may be alleging he's kind of the kingpin in a way of the OTF and that he is someone who carries out these plots, essentially kind of running a criminal enterprise. What are your thoughts on just kind of how people allege these popular rap artists are these kingpins in a way of criminal street gangs?
Well, I think with this case, it's going to be very interesting in how it plays out, but we're going to really get into the basics of rap being entertainment or rappers really living what they rap about. And I think there's definitely something that's a hurdle that investigators are going to have to get over, with just proving that this little Durk's role in OTF wasn't merely entertainment, that he actually had a role within the street culture of OTF.
And do you see any other hurdles that investigators may come to find when they're kind of going through this case?
Well, anytime that you're dealing with multiple people inside, in an indictment, co-conspirators, what's people's roles kind of change, and then there's money as well involved with some of the people that were discussed in this case. So it's also heavily influenced by the street life and culture, gang life and culture. And so what they have today may change. And hopefully on the investigators' end, what you see in that indictment would only kind of snowball and grow larger. Maybe they're able to develop more evidence and convert some of these co-conspirators into witnesses for the government.
All right, Detective Eric Barnes, I appreciate so much your insight into this case. Before we sign you off, is there anything else you'd like to add about just where the case goes from here?
No, I think from what we see in this indictment that the investigators did a very, very solid job investigating this case, and kudos to them.
All right, Detective Eric
Oh, so nefarious. Lil Durk had it all and just threw it all away for foolishness, trying to get revenge for King Von's death. I mean, I'm mad about King Von's death too. I'm sure all of his fans are, but this is not the way to go, honey. Please pay attention. So let's talk about him trying to flee the country before he got busted. Lil Durk tried to leave the country before arrest and murder for hire plot to kill Quando Rondo, according to the FBI. Now, they say Grammy Award-winning rapper Lil Durk has been arrested in Florida on federal charges that he paid for the attempted 2022 revenge killing of rapper Quando Rondo at a Los Angeles gas station, a shooting that resulted in the death of Rondo's cousin. Okay, Durk, age 32, is charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire in the slaying Savioy Robinson, okay, who was 24 years old. So in the court filings, when I kept saying I can't tell if this is SR or DR, whatever, it's clearly SR because the young man's name who lost his life was Savier or Savia, Savier, I think it's Savier Robinson. It's how you pronounce it. Okay, who was gunned down August 19th of 2022, according to the FBI affidavit. Now, 5 other members of Durk's Chicago-based rap collective, Only the Family, or OTF, have also been arrested, and at least 2 more arrests may be forthcoming, according to court documents that have been filed. Durk was arrested Thursday night in South Florida as he attempted to flee the country. Okay, Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks, won a Grammy earlier this year for the best melodic rap performance for his song All My Life, okay, which featured J. Cole. And he has also been nominated 3 times and was featured in rapper or performer, it was a featured performer on Drake's Laugh Now, Cry Later. Well, sadly, that's what he's literally doing right now. You know, he was laughing when all this was going on, but now I'm sure he's crying. Now, Martin Estrada, the U.S. attorney for Los Angeles, called the shooting a cold-blooded murder. Okay, the shooting occurred in the open at a gas station at a busy intersection, endangering many others in the area, according to Estrada in a statement, saying violent gun crime of this sort is devastating to our community, and we will have zero tolerance for those who perpetrate such callous acts of violence. Now, FBI agent Sarah Corcoran said in her affidavit that OTF members engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of banks and go to maintain their status in OTF. Durk's representatives did not immediately respond to emails Friday seeking comments. And according to Corcoran's affidavit and other federal court records, the shooting stems from the November 2020 slaying of OTF rapper King Von, who was 26 years old, at an Atlanta nightclub after Von and Rondo got into a fight, which King Von clearly started. Okay, he took the first punch. Unfortunately for him, it turned out bad. So records say that a friend of Rondo's pulled a gun and shot Von several times, killing him. Von, whose real name was Davon Bennett, had 2 hit singles, Crazy Story and Took Her to the O. Authorities say Durk made it known that he would pay a bounty to anyone who killed Rondo, whose real name is Taquian Bowman. After almost 2 years later, a murder plot quickly came together. Now, on August 18th of 2022, well, we already know the rest. So they were at In-N-Out Burger when they hatched this plot. So it says in 2019, Durk and King Von were charged in Atlanta with a drive-by shooting that left a man wounded in the leg. Prosecutors dropped the case against Durk in 2022, 2 years later, after Von's slaying. And Durk denied any involvement. But in 2014, Durk pleaded guilty to felony aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and felony possession of a firearm after he was seen carrying a gun on a Chicago street. He was spared jail time, only to be headed to prison right now. The irony of it all. Now, 2 villages in Chicago's western suburbs, Bellwood and Broadview, last week honored Durk and announced collaborations with his charity, Neighborhood Heroes Foundation, to provide youth mentors. But on Friday, Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson announced that she had severed ties to Neighborhood Heroes and had withdrawn the honorary key to the village given to Durk. While acknowledging that Durk and other suspects are presumed innocent, village residents have even higher moral and ethical standards of behavior. This is what Thompson said on her Facebook page. A telephone message seeking comment from Andre Harvey, Bellwood's mayor, was left at his office. Okay, so he's not giving that money back, that donation. That's what he's not going to do. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. So they said he was headed up out of here. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. This is just all a very unfortunate tale of events that should never have happened. Hold on. Hold on, beloveds. He was trying to go to Italy. That's where he was trying to go to, you guys. Lil Durk busted in Miami airport as he allegedly tried to flee to Italy. Let's go to the news report. I'm going to share my screen. He thought he was out of here. Unfortunately for him, he got busted before he could make it.
Scheme. Prosecutors say he hired a crew who tracked, stalked, and attempted to murder a fellow rapper he had beef with.
And WGN News has learned that Lil Durk is a big campaign contributor to Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. He's been celebrated by other local politicians, too. And WGN's Julian Cruz live in Broadview, where Durk was given a key to the village just last week. Julian.
Well, Ray and Mike, a word of the arrest in Florida having a dramatic impact here in the Chicago area. Broadview Village leaders clearly disappointed by the news. Lil Durk's appearance here was just last week. Mayor Katrina Thompson withdrawing an honorary key to the village presented to the rapper. A lot of disappointment. The feds say they arrested the famous rapper last night near the Miami airport. He was booked on a private plane to Italy, and he'd also booked separate flights to the Middle East and Switzerland. Now he's behind bars in Miami, waiting to be transferred to California to be formally charged for an alleged murder by hire scheme. The 32-year-old Banks appearing in South Florida's U.S. District Court this afternoon, where he'll wait for U.S. Marshals to take him to Los Angeles for arraignment. Prosecutors alleging Lil Durk ordered the killing of fellow rapper Quando Rondo, with whom Durk and his associates have had a violent feud dating back to 2020. Rondo suspected of being involved in the murder of Lil Durk's friend, fellow rapper King Von. The government pointing to Lil Durk's Chicago-based rap collective known as Only the Family in Miami, the FBI testifying that OTF also acts as an association in fact of individuals who engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of Banks. Yesterday in Chicago's federal courthouse, prosecutors pointing to a group of 5 men, describing them as members of OTF. Investigators drawing a clear connection to the OTF 5 and Lil Durk in the murder for hire scheme, who allegedly ambushed Quando Rondo at a Los Angeles gas station in 2022. Rondo and his sister surviving the shooting, but his cousin did not.
Let this key keep you humble. Let this key make you stronger.
Just last week, the mayors of Broadview and Bellwood awarding an honorary key to the village, praising him and his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation for their work with urban youth.
I appreciate everybody, you know what I'm saying, for the work we put in. You know, everybody try to paint their own pictures of us. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do what we're going to do.
Durk also said to be friends with Cook County State's attorney and former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Campaign records showing that he donated $150,000 to the campaign of Brandon Johnson after he became mayor.
Here's another example of a young Black man who grew up in severe trauma that led to life choices that he has been very open and vocal about healing from those choices. It's why he's been committed to finding his righteous path.
Mayor Katrina Thompson in a written statement saying, quote, "The village of Broadview is withdrawing our honorary key granted to Lil Durk and is terminating our partnership agreement with his youth organization, Neighborhood Heroes Foundation." The mayor acknowledging that Lil Durk is innocent until proven guilty, but she says that upholding the values of her community is job one. In Broadview, Julian Cruz, WGN News.
Thank you, Julian.
Like I said before, such a waste of talent. And at the end of the day, let me tell you all something. These local politicians, you know, that get and these city officials and all of that give these people keys to the city and all that. Listen, they know these people are nefarious, okay? But they'll do these things because these people have money and they've got fame. Okay, because Lil Durk has already been accused of nefarious crimes prior to this. So you have to ask yourself, why would they give him a key in the first place? Okay. It's just like when Mayor Eric Adams gave the keys of the city to Diddy for New York. There was a myriad of things that Diddy had done. There was a myriad of allegations against him, but not to mention he'd already been arrested on multiple occasions. Okay, so you thought it was okay, Mayor Eric Adams, to give this fool Diddy a key to the city? Okay, some of this is a clout chase, and some of these city officials do this for big campaign donations and all of that. This is what they do. And a lot of them, just like regular citizens, worship celebrities, some of them. Because I'm sorry, but unless someone's an upstanding citizen who's doing grassroots work, I'm sorry, you should not be getting a key to the city, okay, just because you have money and fame. Because a lot of people with money and fame are absolutely nefarious and they have no moral fortitude, nor are they the people that engage in ethical practices. Okay, so why would you give them keys to the city? Well, like I said, for money and clout and just to have a nearness to their celebrity status in most cases. That's exactly what it is. Okay, about damn time said facts, Queen. Yvonne said exactly, Queen. Okay. A Florida native said the devil rules the earth. Absolutely. Absolutely. For the time being. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, I won't be on there today, but I will be on there tomorrow, okay? And we're going to talk about some of the stuff going on with Diddy, like the chakra bursting and stuff like that. We're going to delve into it, okay, on the spiritual channel. So make sure you stay tuned. Luna said they should be giving Queen a key. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so with that all being said, Reggie said, thanks, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. So listen, I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got